In these times, seeing the word remake attached to a movie is more common than uncommon, especially when it comes to our beloved horror genre. Before the 2000s though, we weren't used to seeing our favorite scary movies getting remade over and over again. Ripped off or inspired by, yeah, but not blatantly remade for easy cash by the Hollywood studios. In Turkey, however, they had a thing for remaking pretty much every American movie they could during the 70s and the first half of the 80s. It made sense to do so, both for the more cultural appreciation of the moviegoers to see these films in Turkish language and with Turkish actors, and at the time, it was even cheaper to produce their own versions of popular American movies than to buy the rights to bring the original prints over from the States. While filmmakers from other countries usually put their own spin on their versions, the Turkish ones went for nearly scene-for-scene remakes of their American counterparts. Of course, since they didn't have the same budget or talent, these things ended up becoming strange and odd obscurities that even today are hard to find in legit official releases. If these Turkish obscure movies sounds like something you might enjoy, then just know that there are Turkish versions of movies like Star Wars, Star Trek, E.T., Dracula, Death Wish, Superman, Rambo, Jaws, Dirty Harry, and many, many more out there. Seytan, which can be directly translated into devil, is a Turkish version of The Exorcist. Seytan came out only a year after The Exorcist that scared the world, and as with many other Turkish rip-offs, this one follows the original nearly scene for scene. They cut out some stuff though, mainly parts from the first half of The Exorcist, as they tried to get to the more action-filled horror scenes a bit quicker. The Exorcist was a very Catholic-based movie, and since that's not exactly the main religion in Turkey, they toned down the religious aspect of the film and tried to make it more neutral. I would have been more interested if they had tried to make this a more Islamic-based movie instead, as that would have been new and fresh. From what I understand, there is a version of exorcism in Islam called Ruqya, so it sucks that they didn't try to go more in that route with this film instead of simply rehashing everything from the American film. There are some lines every now and then that hints to Islam, but overall I'd say they were trying not to alienate anyone by being too open about the religion of the film. Because it follows The Exorcist so closely, you know exactly what to expect from every scene of the film. While the cheap Italian Exorcist rip-off spice things up by expanding on exploitation elements, Seytan is just bland and dull with uninspiring cinematography and no hidden tricks up its sleeve. The parts that are fun, however, are the funny exorcism scenes, as it is fun to see how the Turkish filmmakers try to mimic the special effects from the original. Some aren't all that terrible, but most of it becomes laughable at best. Production-wise, the best thing about Seytan is the music score, but that's simply because they stole the theme from The Exorcist and used it in several scenes here. Although it is a classic and legendary score, it still manages to feel out of place on this film. Believe it or not, the director Metin Erksan was a respected and important filmmaker in Turkey before he got involved with this production, and even won some international film awards for his previous work. After Seytan, he would however mostly work on television productions before he got into retirement in the early 80s. The only available home media, that I know of at least, is a very bootleg looking DVD from a company that called themselves Substance DVD. It is available on eBay for around $10, which it is worth simply for having this piece of cinema in your shelf. As you can see in this video, the picture quality of it is awful. And it has an English fan-made subtitle that is probably taken from an online VHS rip. It is very obvious that this isn't professionally subtitled, but somehow it just adds to the humor of it all. Seytan is not a good movie. It is more or less just a curiosity piece. Together with beer and a few friends, it can be a fun time to sit and laugh at, but other than that, it is not a film that will entertain many people. There are plenty of B-movies out there that is more fun than this one, so even if I'm happy to own a copy of it, I would not recommend it to anybody else. Seytan is pretty bad, and it only deserves a poor 1 out of 5. So who else out there has been brave enough to endure Seytan? If so, what did you think of it, and what's your thoughts on other Turkish rip-offs in general? If you liked this video, then pressing the like button would make me happy, and as always, make sure you subscribe for more obscure horror movie reviews coming to this channel in the near future. Thank you.